I'm gonna taste it with you, okay? Just make sure it's good. Do you love the taste of kimbap, but feel too intimidated to make kimbap at home? Especially fearing the rice rolling part of making kimbap? Well, today I'm going to show you a simple and easy version of kimbap. This mini kimbap is called KkoMa GimBap and requires less stuffings, and the rice rolling part is super easy. I share all of my tips and tricks so that you can successfully rice roll these KkoMa Gimbaps to perfection. And guess what? KkoMa GimBap is known for its highly addictive taste that once it hits the lips, you won't be able to stop. Yup, you can easily inhale 6 of these KkoMa Gimbaps without even knowing it. 오늘의 레시피, 아주 간단하고 맛있는 스팸 꼬마 김밥 만들기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영으로 함께 하겠습니다. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. Here I have about 2.5 cups of warm Korean rice. And if you don't have Korean rice at home, you can use one of these microwavable rice. Then I'm going to take a big pinch of 깨소금, that's sesame seeds crushed with salt. I'm going to add that there. And then we're just going to fluff up our rice like so. I'm not going to add any oil at this point because we're going to add the oil in a little bit. And I like to do is kind of spread out my rice so it cools down quickly. And I do not recommend using basmati or jasmine rice. If you can't get Korean rice, buy any medium grain white rice. And you could use that, and I have a video on how to make rice Korean style, so you could check that out, and the video will be in the description box below. So we're gonna put this to the side and get our ingredients ready. And here I have Spam. I'm going to share my tip with you on how to take the Spam out of the can easily. So you want to take your fork and hold it at an angle, and we're going to go in this way as deep as you can go, and then you just pull it out like that. Easy as that. So today's recipe is a small portion recipe, so I'm just going to cut it down the middle like so, and I'm going to slice them like that. We're going to cut them into strips. So I want you to cut them to about this kind of thickness. Do the same for the rest, and then we're going to pick everything up and put it on our plate. To make this seasoning sauce for the Spam, we need 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. We're going to add half a tablespoon of all-purpose soy sauce or 진간장. And to this, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of water, and we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of brown sugar. We're going to mix this and put it with our Spam. And we also need eggs. 1. So when a eggshell falls in like that, what you want to do is take your shell and then you just pick it up like that. If you go with your finger or your fork, you'll never get it out. Second egg. And then we're just gonna whisk. So whisk your egg, and we're not gonna add any liquid to this. We're just gonna use it as is. Okay. We also need some carrots. This is a medium-sized carrot that I julienned. Set your heat to high. Place your nonstick frying pan and let it preheat for about a good minute. About a minute later, I want you to lower your heat to medium. And then I want you to add a generous amount of oil. Then we're gonna add our egg. So you should hear that sizzling sound when your egg hits the frying pan. Quickly swirl it around to try to make a perfect circle. But the egg is going inside our seaweed wrap, so it does not have to be perfect, so don't stress over it. And then what I usually like to do is kind of go here, you know, this bubble, break it up, fill up the hole with any liquid egg right there, like that. And then once this is like kind of halfway cooked like that, what we want to do is add a little bit of salt, like a small pinch of salt on top, and a little bit of black pepper. And then I'm going to place a lid on it like that. And then I'm going to turn off my heat completely. And then we're going to wait 1 minute for it to finish cooking. Okay, so it's been a minute. Ooh. And we didn't even need to flip it. You just want to gently guide your egg onto your plate like that. And let it cool down while we get the rest of the ingredients ready. And then using the same frying pan that we used for the egg, We're gonna set our heat to high and wait about a minute to preheat. So we already have oil left over from our eggs. We're just gonna add just a little bit more, like that. Then we're gonna add our carrots. So our heat remains at high. And to this, we're gonna add 1 pinch of salt and some black pepper, just a small pinch. And we're just gonna quickly stir fry this on high heat. So it's been about a minute. We're just gonna turn this off. So we don't wanna over stir fry our carrots. We want the carrot sticks to be still firm, so it's crunchy when we bite into it with our kimbap. Let that cool down. Using the same frying pan again. Set your heat to high. So we don't need to preheat down because our frying pan is really hot. Add some oil to this. We're gonna add our Spam sticks. Just spread them out. Separate your Spam sticks like so. And we're just gonna add a little bit of black pepper. No salt because this is already salty. We're gonna let this brown on high heat for about a good minute. So we wanna brown our Spam so it looks like that. Just slightly golden brown, okay? And then flip everything over. And then once you flip it over, I want you to create some room in the center. And we're gonna add our seasoning. And basically, we're just gonna let this evaporate with our Spam. I mean, you could just make this alone and have it with rice and kimchi for dinner. Delicious! As soon as our seasoning marinade disappears, this is done. So we're gonna turn the heat off and then put it on our plate and kind of spread them a little bit so it cools down quickly. We're gonna take our sheet of egg, and what you wanna do is just gently roll it over. So this part doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So we're just gonna cut them into strips. You could cut them really thin too if you like. And then we're gonna kind of loosely break them up like that, and then pick up our egg strips and put it on our plate. All of our sides that we need is ready, and the last item is some oil. So I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame oil, just a little bit, because you could always add more, and half the amount of extra virgin olive oil. So about 1 teaspoon each. Just mix it and leave that right here. And I cannot forget, ta-da, this is our star ingredient when it comes to making kimbap. This is called 단무지 or 노란무. Every kimbap, no matter the combination, always has 단무지. You can make a version of this using cucumbers, and I have a recipe for that, and the video will be linked below, so you could use that instead of 단무지. Done. So this one, you can't really see my face through. This one, you can see the outline of my face a little bit. So you want to use this one. This is sushi grade. It's called Kimbap Yongkim. And this is banchan용. So this is what we have as our side dish. And you've probably seen these cut into small pieces and sold in individual packets. This is what we want to use. And for those of you that are new to seaweed, let me tell you a little bit more about it, because this part's very, very important. So this we're going to put aside. And this is what we want to use, the kimbap용 that is thick. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 sheets. Another thing to keep in mind is this side is glossy and smoother, and then if you turn it over on the other side, it's kind of rough, right? This is the side that we're going to put the rice on. But before we do that, because we're making 꼬마김밥, Mini-Kimbap, we're going to fold this in half. Like so, and just press it down. Then you can take your kitchen shears and just cut right through. It doesn't have to be a perfect cut, and then we're gonna fold it again. So we're taking each sheet and turning into 4 equal squares, like that. We might not use all of these, or we might. And then we're gonna put this right here on our plate. So we're gonna take 1 sheet, we're gonna start rolling. And then what we're gonna do is dip our finger just a little bit like this, okay? And then rub it on our glove. This is to lubricate it and also to season our rice. And then we're gonna grab a little bit of rice, about the size of a meatball, and then put it here. So the key to making these baby 꼬마 김밥 is to put a little bit of rice. You want to put it so that you can see the seaweed behind it. And then at the end, just put some rice grain and kind of smush it. So this will be our glue to seal it later on, like that. And you want to do this quickly. I want to show you an example of a really bad one. See this one, there's so much rice, you can't see the seaweed behind the rice. So this is way too much rice, okay? So don't do that. So from here, we're gonna grab our Spam, put it right here closer to the edge, and then we're gonna take our carrots. So the key to making kimbap is to not overstuff it, because if you overstuff it, it won't close at the end, it won't seal at the end. So there's our egg, and here's our 단무지. So we're just gonna kind of squeeze them together lightly, hold it, and you want to pick up the end like that with your thumb, and then you want to roll it over, and then you want to squeeze, not press down, but just gently squeeze. Roll it a little bit and then squeeze gently like that, and roll again, squeeze from the side, not top. And then once you get to the seam right here, this is the seam, we want to just kind of roll it back and forth to press down on the seam to get a nice seal. Then you pick it up and take a look. This isn't too bad. And then you take your glove, because your glove still has the excess oil from earlier, and then you put it on our mini kimbap. And then when you put it down, I want you to put the seam part down on our plate and kind of press it in there like that and let that hang out. For those of you that want some extra reinforcements or help, you could use this one. This is to help you roll sushi, kimbap. I always put a layer of plastic wrap on it because it's easier to clean. Put your kim here along the edge, at the very edge right here, okay? You want to pick up this part at the end, take your two thumbs, hold it over like that, take your 3 fingers, press everything in together, and then you roll. And then once you get to this point where this meets the rice, then you squeeze. Squeeze from here and you squeeze from the back, like that. And then you roll again and you squeeze from front and back, never down. And then you roll again, squeeze. Okay, so let's take a look. So now we have a perfect seal, and then you wipe it. So you could buy this rolling mat at a Korean supermarket. If not, you could order it online, and I'll have the product link in the description box below. So when it comes to kimbap, the combinations are endless. And the other night I made this for my family, and my kids suggested that I make it BLT, you know, bacon, lettuce, tomato stuffing, and I was like, ugh. And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, that actually sounds really yummy. So try it. You could also make so many combinations, like with kimchi, stir-fried kimchi, tuna. Make sure to go to my channel, youtube.com/modernpepper, and click on the Korean side dish playlist tab. And you could pick and choose what you want to add in there. You could also click on Bibimbap playlist and then pick one of those, a few of those items, and add it to your kimbap next time you make it. Literally, we used up all the ingredients to the T. I mean, there's one extra Spam. That's for me, our very last one. So I'm gonna taste it with you, okay? Just make sure it's good. And this is optional if you want to add a little bit of sesame seeds on top to make it pretty, like so. So the beauty of KkoMa GimBap, baby gimbap or toddler gimbap, is you don't cut it. You just pick it up and you eat it. And I love the ends where there's extra ingredients sticking out. That's my favorite part. So simple to make. You can make it with any combination you like, but always use noranmu or 단무지, the yellow pickled radish. Like I said, if you don't have that, make the cucumber pickle, because you do want that tangy, salty taste to your kimbap. That's what makes it Korean. Otherwise, it's just like a roll sushi, I guess. Kimbap is never dipped in soy sauce, okay? If you do that, you're gonna be totally pissing off a lot of the Koreans. See, now you know, so you won't do it, right? There's actually an easier version of making this, so I'm gonna do a video on that, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so, and hit that notification bell. Okay? I want to thank you so much for watching today, and if you enjoyed watching today's Mini-Gimbap recipe, I want to kindly ask you to click on that thumbs up icon. Doing so supports my channel tremendously, so I want to thank you in advance. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼과 구독 버튼도 꼭 눌러주세요. 감사합니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of the videos right here.